Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. Obviously, it stars Tom Cruise. We got Haley Atwell, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, Asai Morales, Clementeff, I guess. And then, you got other people like Nick Offerman, Trammell Tillman. There's all sorts of people in this movie. And as much as I would like to say that this movie is an absolute home run, I don't really feel that it is, sadly. It is a good movie. It is a movie that I feel overstays its welcome. Like it's too long. Like they could have cut this movie down by a good 30 minutes maximum. Like 30 minutes, no problem. And it could have been a much tighter, more concise film. I do like the way that it ties up a bunch of things that happened in previous movies. And because of that, I'll say I'll give the writing a little bit of leeway there. But coming off of, I don't want to say a failure of Dead Reckoning, but Dead Reckoning didn't perform as well as it should have, or what they wanted. Like Dead Reckoning, I would say, is a more entertaining film overall. And this one, it just doesn't and does not do it for me. And it was fine. It's a good one-time watch. I would say just about most other Mission Impossible movies are rewatchable. This is something I don't think I'll be rewatching, or I'm not looking forward to go seeing it in theaters again. A lot of it has to do with that runtime. There's scenes that go on too long. There's too much exposition. There's just too much of that over and over again. Like they kind of, it's like they found a formula in the first act and they kind of do it over and over again for the second and the third act. And it's the same thing. And even though, sure, it's a Mission Impossible thing, so it's like, well, isn't that just the formula? No, it isn't. I mean, there's elements to it, sure, that are there, but they've, even if that is the case in some of the movies, they've done it better and they've done it more entertaining in the other ones. So this was, oddly enough, it was kind of a disappointment because I wanted to really like this movie. I did, because I mean the couple big scenes in it, there's only a couple of them in it that Tom Cruise, like, he's given it his all, and he does, and it's pretty awesome. Those things are really cool to watch on screen, and you got to give the man his props, dude. He's like, he's 60 something, or he's pushing 60. I don't know. I didn't look up his age, but he's one of these people who does all of his own stuff and does all his own stunts and everything, and you got to give the man props. That's amazing. It's great. But just because you do a couple good things or a cool couple scenes in a movie doesn't make it a good movie. It wraps things up relatively nicely, and in all honesty, it kind of possibly leaves it open-ended in case this movie does well. Even if this movie were to do well, I think the biggest thing going against it is still literally its runtime. You can only have so many showings of a movie that's almost 3 hours long in a theater, and it's also going up against stuff like Lilo and Stitch. I'm also going to do a review on that, but that's a whole separate bag. But I would say overall, like, I enjoyed the movie. If you've been a fan of the Mission Impossible series and franchise up to this point, it'll be a good watch. I'm not sure if it's a good rewatch type of deal. You know what I mean? And the couple action scenes that are in it are pretty damn good. The acting is great. There's a bunch of comedic moments because they always got to throw in a bunch of comedy into these things because some of the stuff they're doing is so ludicrous and ridiculous that it's like you can't help but be like, yeah, did you just hear what we said? Because there's like 15 things that can go wrong. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous. But I don't know. I would still recommend seeing it if you're a fan of this franchise, and if you're not, I mean, if you've seen the last 7 movies, go ahead and go watch it. Go check it out on the big screen. Go get the big experience. Go get all that. and you'll probably still have a good time. I'm just saying, like, it is a long movie, and I felt the runtime, which I was just hoping, oddly, for a little bit more, because there was just there's so many flashbacks, there's so many things that it's like, if you haven't seen the first 7 movies, they got to kind of remind you about a bunch of stuff, and which is understandable. It's 7 movies over like a 20 some odd year span, and so it can be confusing, or you're simply not going to remember it, which is kind of the case on some of the things that they brought up, for me anyways, as well. And but I don't know, I had a good time overall. I would say, if you don't want to go see Lilo and Stitch and you want to see like kind of an action movie but with some like practical stunts and some dope shit, go and check out Mission Impossible, and hopefully you guys have a good time as well.